These are only a few negative responses towards people who share their struggles with mental health, especially in a thriving and urbanized environment. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority in 2015, the level of urbanization or the percentage of population residing in urban areas in the Philippines was recorded at 51.2%. The level of urbanization in 2010 was only 45.3%. However, it is not easy acquiring good living conditions in urbanized cities in the Philippines, from the daily struggles of transport, expensive utilities, traffic, problems at work, and others. Mental illness is the third most common disability in the Philippines. Around 6 million Filipinos are estimated to live with depression and or anxiety, making the Philippines the country with the third highest rate of mental health problems in the Western Pacific region according to the World Health Organization in 2017. Suicide rates are pegged at 3.2 per 100,000 population, with numbers possibly higher due to underreporting or misclassification of suicide cases. Despite these figures, government spending on mental health is at 0.22% of total health expenditures, with a lack of health professionals working in the mental health sector. Based on Andrea B. Martinez's research on Filipino help seeking for mental health problems associated barriers and facilitators, the top factors that prevent Filipinos from seeking help is the Filipino stigma, which is associated with fear of negative judgment, sense of shame, embarrassment, and fear of being labeled as crazy, and the social stigma that puts the family reputation at stake by putting them in a bad light. According to the study of John Robert C. Relveria, The Development of the Filipino Coping Strategy Scale, the top coping strategies of Filipinos is paglilibang or relaxation and recreation. Filipinos would often go out of town to resorts, beaches, and hotels to distress and unwind. Asking for help came in 6 out of 9, and emotional release came in 8. The project's client would be Ayala Land Developers. The company specializes in planning and development of projects which involves residential lots and buildings, commercial and industrial lots. They also own services and properties like QualiMed, which is a health and medical care, and the company also pushes through sustainable approaches in their development, which aligns with the vision of the project. To further expound the objectives of the project, it will be a health and wellness hotel in the urban setting, in the aim of providing the needed comfort of Filipinos in the urban areas who are experiencing distress, and provide a safe space for people who think they need help in coping up with their own mental health. The project will be applying therapeutic architecture strategies to ensure the mental wellness of the users and to give the appropriate approach for their specific needs, and through biophilic design to promote peace, relaxation, and health through nature and green-centered design approaches, despite the site having located at an urbanized setting so that it is easy and convenient for people living in urban centers to have access to such services and space and not spend too much money and time so they can have the chance to choose from quick or long relaxation breaks from stress and get back to the city life as convenient and as fast as possible. The proposed site location of the project is within a lot with two parcels of land with 8,546 square meters or approximately 0.854 hectares in total. The lot is situated along McKinley Parkway, Bonifacio Global City, Taguig, and both parcels of land is classified as commercial zones. The site is surrounded by residentials and condominiums, and in one side, the Manila American Cemetery. The environment is where we all meet, or we all have a mutual interest. It's the one thing all of us share. It's not only a mirror of ourselves, but a focusing lens on what we can become. Along with the urbanization in the Philippines is the rapid increase of population, and with it is the rise to massive consumption of goods, resulting to large amounts of waste. According to the National Solid Waste Management, or NSWMC, the country's waste generation increased to roughly 40,000 tons from 2012 to 2016 alone. This is mainly because of incompliances and LGUs in terms of segregations at source, lack of functional material recovery facilities, lack of disposal facilities, and among others. This is according to Greenpeace Philippines campaigner Abigail Aguilar in 2018. With the rise of population in Metro Manila, nearby regions has been serving as catch basins for the overpopulated city. Cavite, being located south of Metro Manila, has been trying to build and provide the needed facilities for the rising population. Being one of the largest contributing waste city in Calabarzon region, With over 1,514 tons of waste a day in 2018, Cavite has only one official sanitary landfill, and there had been use of open dump sites across the province. Being my client, the local government unit of Cavite will ensure the proper implementation and management of the project for it to be effective and efficient in the community. The project will set the following objectives: to build a structure that would properly handle the rising number of solid waste in the community, and to reduce improperly managed solid waste that would eventually contribute to filling up of landfills. Create a structure that would build strong dependent connection between community services, public space, and solid waste facilities to create citizen awareness, interest, and engagement in solid waste management processes. And to reduce the demand for raw materials by creating a structure that would house waste to energy technologies that would make use of solid waste as alternatives for raw materials. The project would be located at an industrial classified lot with a total lot area of 23,174 square meters, or approximately 2.3 hectares in Barangay Capipisa, Tanza, Cavite. The site is surrounded by mostly subdivisions and residentials and industrial facilities. Through integrating communal spaces with solid waste management facilities, not only will it open economic opportunities in the area through commercial and public spaces, target users from residents, employees, visitors, and among others will be educated and aware of how they are part of the process, from consuming goods, producing waste, and eventually making new uses of these waste while they are within the development. Through effective and efficient applied architectural strategies, people would not only be environmentally aware in their stay within the development, but would also apply these practices and processes while in the comfort of their own homes, solving the different problems at source of solid waste, and would eventually help in making the system of solid waste management run smooth to improve the state of the environment in the area and in the surrounding communities. Each year, there has been a rising of natural disasters here in our country, with majority of typhoons, then flood, and earthquake or seismic related calamities. The Philippines need new methods and strategies in keeping up with the increasing frequency and severity of disasters brought by climate change in highly affected areas. Natural disasters in the Philippines has claimed over 23,000 lives from 2000 to 2016. Despite the National Disaster Risk Reduction's efforts on disaster preparedness programs, disaster operations and rehabilitation, human reaction and response during natural disasters like an earthquake is often based on instincts rather than the recommended safety measures, especially for regions that is struck infrequently by these natural calamities. They often do not participate in different natural calamity risk reduction drills and trainings and find it a waste of time. With the problem with climate change worsening, natural calamities become unpredictable and everyone must be prepared and resilient at all times. Trainings in different natural calamities in urban areas are only often done by the military and police force and volunteers that will frontline in time of calamities. These are often held in their respective bases and headquarters. On the other hand, drills are often done by the community, which takes place in schools, respective companies, and others. With the lack of centralized structures that would promote proper organization, communication, and engagement in these kinds of activities, the flow of information and awareness among the community would be limited. This project's client would be the local government unit of Albay. The local government knows its city very well and knows how to effectively manage the structure and the residents. The returns or the profit from the project would help the economic status of the city and can be used in other natural disaster risk reduction related programs. This project would have the following objectives: create a development specializing in preparedness, prevention, and recovery program of NDRRMC, provide a structure that promotes effective engagement among participants through passive and active learning activities and approaches, create a center for drills and trainings in preparedness of natural calamities for effective disaster risk resilience in the community. The proposed site location of the project is within a parcel of land with a total lot area of 49,814 square meters, or approximately 4.9 hectares. It is located in Karangalan Boulevard, Bangkilingan, Tobacco City, Albay. The property is classified within the institutional area zone. The site would be a good location for the project, for it is near the coastal area of the city, where there are possibilities of typhoons, and it is a few kilometers from the Mayon volcano. The project would also create a good touristic opportunity for the region, aside from the famous volcano.